Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. So happy Saturday. Today we're working on hearts or love or everything connected to hearts and love. So Honey Bear is first out of the gate. She's back in my craft room. It's amazing, you let these bears out of the cupboard and they go gallivanting and then they go missing because they're off somewhere in the house visiting. So Honey Bear is back and hopefully she will pay attention to the task at hand, which the theme is, of course, love. So I don't really have any ideas, but I did grab my little box here because I made some scrappy hearts, scrappy butterflies, scrappy dragonflies, probably 9 months ago, maybe even longer. And I was thinking there might be a heart in there. Yep, there's one. It's just weather rabbits. Oh, okay. I got these little ones in a pack of fabric. Maybe they can... Butterflies, there's another one of those. That one's got pink on it, so that's no good. A little one. A little one. This is just a box of bits and pieces. They're handy to have, these little elements. You might be wrapping a gift for someone and you make a little something to go on the gift. So I've always got this little box with something in it. Let's have a look. I'm just wondering if these things, they're close to the colour but not really, but could I do something with it to make it? I like that one. I think these came with a pack of fabric. Oh no, I don't know. They might have been. See, these ones have got different fabrics in them. I don't think I have any vintage quilt in her colours. I've got pinks and chocolates and things like that, but nothing blue. So they've got potential, but I would need to try and maybe stitch in something of these tones to really make it feel like it is part of it. Or I sort of like the idea of these too. Don't like that one, it's too big for her dress. That's cute. A key. I don't know. I sort of like the idea of these. These sort of feel a bit big. Maybe I'll do something in the journal with one of these. Find a home for it and then embellish the background. Where's my journal? Feels like forever since I've been in here. So they're the straps that'll eventually join it all. And there's a page. So maybe I can build on one of these and create something. Yeah, I might just leave them in there, and there. And we'll come back to that another day. So that's got potential. Not convinced, but I did even think about maybe crocheting something. Making a crocheted heart. I would need to find a pattern, but that'd be something cute for her dress. Or do I put the crocheted heart on the bigger piece, the mannequin, because grandma and the crocheting? I have to think about that a little bit. I'm wondering if I can do something with these hearts. Let's move around here where we've got a little bit more space. Okay, let's have a look, honey bear. But we need to make them feel. Maybe we could do something on the bottom of her skirt. We need to make them feel a little bit more part of this colour scheme. So I guess this is going to be how to make something that's not quite the colour blend in with the colours. I think I'm going to embellish these little pieces of, I don't think they're vintage. I think this is a modern quilt that's been cut. Make some little collagey itty bitty hearts for a honey bear's dress. I'm thinking, all right, what can we do to make them? Might lay some bluish fabrics in there where it's a bit not quite the right blue. Do I have a smallish? Where's the scraps first? Hold the horses. Scraps is what we want. Plenty of little embroidery embellishing things here we can use too. This is what we want. We sort of want to grungy it up a little bit. Like I like the cream. I don't mind the check, but I don't want to see much of the check. Pieces like that might be able to. But then one would ask, why are we even bothering? We just could make a brand new little heart. Would be a very good question. But this is fun. This is like creating something out of, I like the fact that I've already got a base. Let's assume that I end up covering the whole thing, which I'm thinking might end up being the case. Maybe I then need to just, because these have got a little bit of interest about them, I might actually put those back because they might suit a project in the future. So, having said that, I'm going to pick some plain ones and save them, because why cover something that's already there? I do like that I've got a little guy. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to layer fabrics on top of these little bases so that I can sort of create something that's more in tune with the theme. Now I need some thread. So how have you all been? Good, I hope. It's been a long week, but we're at the weekend. Nothing really exciting, mind you, but it just has been a long week. Some weeks fly by and others just, Okay. So if you've got a piece of ugly quilt and you can cut it out into your heart shape, see that goes through nicely, there's nothing there giving me resistance, and then use it to collage, you know, your fabrics on. Really don't know where I'm going with this. I think I'm just going to stitch, trim, stitch, trim. And I'm going to crazy patchwork would work, wouldn't it? I'm just going to invisible stitch them down into a position. And then we'll go from there. Who knows? We're just making embellished, scrappy, little itty bitty hearts for Honey Bear's dress. So at the moment, I just need to get my theme of fabrics onto the heart and then we'll go from there. And because we're not going to pull out the old sewing machine and join all these fabrics together probably a more traditional way, we're just going to hand stitch bits and pieces on and see what happens. I've woken up with a bit of a headache this morning and I don't know why. I didn't have my usual coffee yesterday, and I must admit by the end of the day I sort of felt a little, I don't know, blur. So I'm wondering if this is just a residual. Having said that, I've been sneezing and sneezing and sneezing, so I'm sort of half suspecting I've got a bit of a cold. I can hear it in my voice this morning. So I've just cut it a little bit past the heart. I can always trim it back, but I just don't know where I'm heading with it yet. So I might love to get those flowers in there somewhere. Just not quite the right. Yeah, that works. I'm not trimming off too much. So if I go into that section there, I'm going to lose it. So we have a quiet weekend planned for this weekend. I just can't quite get this flower in the right spot. I might pop it there and then look at bringing something across. At least I'm getting the whole piece. Yes, quiet weekend planned. I think that's what I need, to be honest. Just a quiet one. Bit of stitching. It's a good weekend to have because the prompt has come out, so it's good to have no major commitments on, so I can just sit quietly and think about what I'm going to do for each of the pieces. So it's a good thing. And if I am getting a bit of a head cold, see, currently this time of the year in Brisbane we have our exhibition, so we call it the Eka. It's our big show. So it's renowned for flu season. It's like hundreds and hundreds of people come together and just spread the flu around. And we usually have it backed up with some westerly winds that come in and just blow the city to bits. Well, not blow, you know, it's a figure of speech, but yeah, they really blow the dust from out west in, and the flowers are just starting to pollen up. Blossoms are appearing on all of the trees. So then the wind comes, so the air is just full of pollens and dust. Now we haven't really had the wind yet. There was one day a couple of days ago, and I'm sort of wondering if that's what's flared my little nose up. It's sort of got that itchy feeling that you get when you have a bit of a allergy to dusts and things like that. I can hear it in my voice. Oh well, I will survive. Aren't I a miserable little thing today? Honey Bear will cheer me up. That's what teddies are for. Hey, honey bear. Not talking to me today. She must be feeling off as well. All right, so we've got 2 little pieces on our little bases. I always seem to go to that. What else is there? I like this one. It's got that dark chocolatey. There's a nice little bit of a floral. That's cute. It's a real patchy little. Oh, that's a bit too far over. It's going to be trimmed. Just want it to sneak. Oh gosh, you'd nearly think that was made for a heart. So I think the plan is get the base covered in all of the fabrics and then have a look at what I can do to embellish them further. So beads, flowers, lace, embroidery. I think that's how these little hearts are going to go. So they're like little scrappy hearts that have had some stitching on. I've made hundreds of these over the years, but never this small. So this is going to be quite a challenge to get detail in without smothering it. Look, let's be honest, I'm going to smother that heart. Let's be honest. You won't be disappointed. She will smother it. Needs something. That piece could go there. Now I've got to end it off. These are fun to do. If you're doing a similar thing like this, make a few. Don't just put your energy into one. Make a few. Do a bit of a mass make of them. You will be surprised how often you will go and pick one out and gift them to someone, whether it be inside a card or on a gift. You might send some happy mail to someone. Make some scrappy hearts. And then you might want to play with scrappy butterflies or something along those lines. They are so much fun and really handy to have. And just get yourself a little box to pop them all in. And then even embellishments on the front of the journal. Just handy to have. So if you're going to make one, make a couple. You're going to dig out all of your scraps, so you might as well go for it. And that'll certainly keep you busy for the next 2 weeks, making a heap of scrappy hearts for a rainy day. See, now that check actually feels like it works. I've just sort of knocked it back a little bit. I like it with this. Isn't that funny? Colour is funny, but it doesn't work with that. These are very moody. The check is quite a fresh colour palette. And I think this little cream piece that I just put on has actually blended the two together. Sort of. Like it could at a pinch work. But we're going to carry on because that's just what we do. I wonder if a piece of lace might be good there. Do I put a plain on? And then we find a piece of lace. And then the lace has something plain to sit across. Don't really want to do it like that. That's a very obvious little. So if that went like that, then a second piece could come across something else. Or do we let the lace do its thing and bring it at more of an angle across? Yeah, I like that better. So we get rid of that symmetrical ear. So I'm now covering up that fabric that I just put on. You'll be thinking, what is she doing? I think it's the right thing to do. It was looking very symmetrical if I did go any further with the two shoulders of the heart. Having this plain piece here gives me an opportunity to do something embellishing wise too. I'm thinking maybe some embroidery or lace or beading. Okay, my little scrappy heart is now covered. Do we want some more fabric on there? Let's have a little play. Let's trim that up. There we go. So I've got a nice, generous space to put something. What have we got in our little bucket of tricks that we pulled out on day one? Yeah, see, something like that'd be pretty. Nibble out a little bit of this lace. And then lay that across. Let's spin that around so it's a bit bigger. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Just a little embellishment. Let's stitch that down. Actually, no, I won't stitch it down. You know what we might do is grab a embroidery cotton and just do a little bit of slow stitch first. This one's a really old girl. Coats crochet cotton. It sort of feels a bit like a cable. Can untangle, can become tangled pretty easily. So let's do some top stitching. We might go, where are we going to go? Let's follow the patches first, because when we attach it to the dress we might do something. So let's just make it look like a patchwork heart first. This will give us that little bit of detail. Then we can lay the lace on top. Might do a double stitch. I'll come across. But you can do as much or as little stitching as you like on these little hearts. That thread's really not seen. It's blending, but that's okay. I need to know it's nice and secure as well, and the more you look into that heart, the more detail you're going to see. So I'll just end that off. And then I might come down this side. I'm tempted to do a fancy stitch down there, but I think it'll be lost with whatever goes on that end. At the moment it's a little piece of lace. So I'm thinking of the running stitch is the better way to go. Keep it simple. Yeah, I like that. Very good. Maybe around the edge, I might do just an overcast stitch. Don't know. Oh gosh, there's so many things you can do. What would an overcast stitch look like? Or a whip stitch? Yeah, I like that. It's made it real, what's that style of embroidery that was big there for a bit? Primitive stitch. That's what it reminds me of, that rusticy, loose stitched look. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's actually pulled my fabric over the edge of the white. See the white wadding? Because I trimmed it a fraction bigger, the fabric has just bent just that little bit over and has disguised the fact that there's this bright white wadding in there. So that's a happy accident. I like that. Okay, so consider that the procedure to finish this heart. Coming to the end, I could even change coloured threads, just do that because I've started there on that whip stitch and come around that beige. I could do different colours, match another colour in here. Oh, look, you can just do so much with these little hearts. Hearts are fun to make because your shape doesn't require too much thinking, and you've got enough space of interest to create little pockets of interest in top corners, bottoms, through the centre. Like if you put into Pinterest fabric stitched hearts, you'll find all sorts of ideas. You can make them elongated, like they just really are a lot of fun. Okay. And that off. So let's consider that heart having some more of the primitive overstitch going on. Now I've got probably a choice of bringing a different colour onto it as well, but maybe even just a darker colour. Let's have a play with this. Stranded cotton this time. I might just use 2. Just enough of a highlight. These little things, you can just put so much detail into them. It's a good prompt, this one, especially if you make a few extras and save them for a rainy day. You could even do some Christmas themed ones and hang a little ribbon on them and then gift them at Christmas. They can hang them on their Christmas tree. You can write a message on the back of the little heart. Yeah, I like that. So I've used a slightly darker grey just to whip around the other side of the heart. I think the secret to these things is the more little details you can pop in it, the cuter they look. This piece, this project that we're on, is very much like that. You're going to look into the piece, and every time you look into the piece, you're going to notice something different. It's all about the little details, I think. If you're wondering where this is going, the girls gave us lots of ideas today. Just don't overthink it. I think it's the secret to it. Just stitch it down because you like it. The more random the piece looks, the better it's going to look at the end, I think. And even if you don't want to use the word love or heart or anything like that, just stitch on something that you love. I thought one of the girls mentioned that. I think it was Rachel said that. And I thought, yep, that's going to resonate with a lot of people too, because you've been digging out all of your treasures. Well, just keep going. I'm going to continue that up there, I think. I'm not going to start another colour because I like how that's looking. And that will really pop on that colour. So I've got my edge secure. Now, we could even stitch the word love onto one of these little hearts. So we're just sitting and stitching. I can't go any further because I want to bring that other colour through. So let's just finish that off. Sitting, stitching and chatting. I hope you're able to get with some of your girlfriends that enjoy this type of activity. You can all just be sitting around, chatting and making hearts, or stitching onto your piece a heart, or don't think I'm going to use those scrappy hearts that I've pre-made in that journal. I'm going to do a bigger version of this and really go to town on the sections within it, I'm thinking. Okay, there's the base of one little heart themed back to Honeybear's little dress. There we go. Oh, love it. So that is very blendy. So that now gives me the opportunity to lay down something for it to pop from, you know, like a background. Oh gosh, doesn't the project just get bigger and bigger the more we play? Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I like that. Oh, so cute. I sound like Susanna. That's one of her phrases. We're talking about the things we say without realising we're saying, like those repetitive little, what do they call them? Like, not a quirk, maybe a quirk. And she pointed out the word morsel is something. And Susanna, Vintage Blend Studio Susanna. Got to keep saying our YouTube names because you guys are probably thinking, who is she talking about? She goes, oh, so cute. Now she'll be conscious of of what she's saying. Have I got that up the right way? No, I don't. Well, that actually looks better. I like the swooshiness of that. So now I'm just going to I might change my needle because that is really dense embroidery or lace. And even though this needle is fine, to push it through is really, really tough work. So unfortunately, I think we need to find Reginald. Here we go. No, Reg, how are you? Haven't seen you for a week or so. So let's use Reg to slither through that lace like butter and stitch down. There we go. Oh, I know what I did this week. Oh gosh, already forgotten. That's why it was such a big week. I went to my next 2 classes with Jennifer Colston. You're familiar with the books. We've been using those books for a little while now as our bit of a guide to stitching, so to speak. Well, I had 2 classes with her a month ago, and now that month has slid on by, and it was time to drive to Corrine, which is a good 2.5 hours, and spend the day. I did 2 classes back to back, so you just bring whatever you're working on, and Jennifer just joins in with your piece and, you know, takes you into her world of stitching. So I took along my panel that I started last time. I did all my homework, which was pretty much finish the flowers in the corner. I have filmed that, and there's 4 videos of me working on each piece. That will start next week, 1 a week. And then by the time you guys get to the end of those 4 videos, I'll be then showing you what I did in the lesson I did this week. And then I've got homework accordingly from there. Unfortunately, I won't be getting back to see Jennifer again this year because it just gets crazy busy for me. So it was the end of my treat for myself. But thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're watching Jennifer, she is... Thank you. She's just great. She's just lovely to spend the day with, and then to come out of there with different ways of looking at my embroidery skills is just really, really good. So if there is someone you know that is an embroiderer doing classes, I highly recommend just jumping in and spending a bit of time with a teacher of embroidery, because you'll be surprised what you pick up. So yeah, that's probably why I'm just buggered by the time Saturday rocks around. I'm very weary. Big day. Excuse me. So I'm just coming down this side, and I've invisible stitched on this little bit of... Now we might just do a little bit of embellishing. Why not? So there was some little blue flower sequins that we used on her dress. I wonder where they've got to, because I could see them working really well in the centre of this lace. So I've gone off on a tangent here. I haven't finished the other 2, but that's okay. We'll just keep stitching. And then what I might do is when we get to the hour, I'll stop the video, and then I'll just start it again and keep stitching. And we'll keep working through Honey Bear's little hearts until they're done. Okay, so I might bring Reginald up to the centre of this. Don't drop your thread, gentleman, Reg. I might bring him up to the centre of that flower And I'd like to do something just to give it a bit of honey bear sparkle. Why is that pulling? What have I done? Reg. Okay. Back down and back up. Was it putting the cart before the horse or the horse before the cart? I don't know. All right. See those little those little blue flower sequins, some little champagne, some little pearls. That is what I would like to add to the beginning of that in the center. And of course I don't have it. Let's have a look in the bee. Oh, there they are. That's good. First one I pick up. Oh, anyone wanting to know what these are? Elizabeth Ward on Amazon. Bead storage. Expensive. $99. If you're in Australia, you can get a cheaper version, which I tell you is near identical, from Craft Online for $39.95. I believe they were last time I looked. Don't quote me, they might have gone up or could even be on special, who knows. So yeah, for those of you inquiring. Now I need the bead. Where's Honey Bear's dress? What did I put on that? Okay, little calico. Put a few of those on. It's not quite the bead colour I want. Just bear with me as there they are, find those ones. Here's my beads. I was thinking I have this pot that's always around me. Okay, I'm happy now. So this little guy is what we want. We want one of those in the center to secure that little floral sequin down. That'll just tie the piece into the work we've already done on the pocket, sort of bringing those little elements from previous activities into your work. There's Mr. Bandit. So this next little flower, I might just put in the center of that one. Oh, that's tight there. Come on, Reg, through you go. The little gold guy. Just a little bit of embellishing. That's what I mean with these little scrappy hearts. There is so much you can do to them. Oh, seriously. Oh, it should be a puppy dog. All right, so now I'm back up to here. See, now they come back all excited. They get all happy from the woof of whoever. And then they come back to the window and say, Mum, we told them. Now I feel like I've got two little blobs on that lace. So what I'm going to do, I think, is drift off of the lace with some more little blue blobs. Come on, Reg, through there. Oh gosh, it's so firm. There's a point of which the needle goes through or the needle goes back into you. And that's a bit of a original characteristic. I think what I'm going to do is I'll put a couple more little gold ones on the end flowers like that one there. But I'm going to start building up a cluster of flowers in addition, because I sort of want to get a bit of an even number happening. So 3 looks a little awkward, but what we'll do is we'll put some gold ones with it. I need some more thread. Reg is getting a little bit there was a little line between the 2 big flowers, so I think I'm going to follow that line and just cluster in some little pretty beads. I'll go through one more time. That bead felt really wobbly. I'm not sure if I told you I found a bee brooch on Etsy. So I'm expecting any day the little brooch to arrive, but there's no tracking on it, so I've got no idea where it is. I hope it arrives. We could always probably stitch a bee, couldn't we? That'd be pretty. Make a embroidered bee. Just threading the needle again. Okay. Just get a couple more blue ones in, I think. Can't believe I've just spent an hour on this. Oh, 3. Yeah, that's good. Nope, not that bead, this bead. So hold it down. Come away from the little okay. Then I'll pop another little gold. So just a case of clustering it. I feel like I might need something else in there. What other beads do we have? Just to have that extra little element. But I don't want to overpower my little flower either. They're too big. Diamantes. It's a bit flash. Maybe some of those. This is like, it's probably about 2 inches wide and they're all meshed together, little pearly flowers. It's like the gift that keeps giving. I've got it, probably a yard of it. And when you only nibbling out one little flower here and there. Yeah, that's pretty. That's just given it that little extra interest. Oh, I wonder if Reg will get through that. I think Reg is a bit too thick. Oh no, he's in. He's through. It's all good. There you go, Reg. Yeah, that's cute. I might put another little blue guy up there. Just keep building the cluster of bits and pieces. Make it interesting. Whoops, this little bead. This will suit Honey Bear's dress nicely, I think. I think this is exactly what I needed today. Just some, don't have to think too hard stitching. I don't think I'll put an, oh, will I? See, if you put 2 on, then you put 3 on. Do you put more? How much of a cluster do we do? Look, I'm just going to leave it at the 1, and they might reappear as the project builds, as we add more to these hearts, because I'm going to have to put this little heart on something to make it lift away from Honey Bear's dress, so it's going to end up to be quite a collaged piece, like usual. Just gets bigger than Ben-Hur, doesn't it? But that's okay. Might just put another little gold bead up here. Okay, where am I heading next? Might just make my way over to those 2 little flowers on that side, and we'll pop a little gold bead in the center of them for consistency. Come on, Reg. At least by naming your needle, my least liked needle, when things go wrong, it's Reg's fault, not my fault. So when he drops that thread, it's not my poor skills, it's Reg. There we go. 1 more bead. Oh, I could keep going, but I could see seed stitch. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I could see little seed stitches in and around this, just to add that little bit extra detail. Okay, cute, cute, cute. What I might do is I'm definitely going to make more little hearts, because I think her dress can handle that many. But you won't see the heart video tomorrow, because that's just, you know, boring TV. I'll make another 2 little heart videos, I'd say. I don't know. Depends how quickly they come together. Excuse me. And oops, don't spill the beads. And then we'll have some nice little elements to add to her dress, but I'll spread them out so that, you know, you're not being smooshed by, oh yeah, they match beautifully. Like, that's very much part of the whole dress. It's just finding the right spot for them and then what goes behind them. So there's lots of potential there, but we're definitely making some little honey bear hearts. So I might pop them in there. And then when it comes to sort of piecing other elements together, we've got some little bits and pieces to sort of add to her little dress. So I might leave it at that. Gosh, there was an hour of my life on a honey bear heart. I'm going to stop the video, film another one, and then most likely another one, and then I've got all my little hearts ready, and I'll just sprinkle these videos, you know, so maybe Monday another one will pop up, who knows. All right, I think, yeah, I'm thinking that's it. I will see you in the next video, guys. Have a lovely weekend, and who knows what you will see tomorrow. I think it'll be something different again. All right, guys, look after yourselves. Bye.